The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane, Chapter 20. Black Hollow Lane. Emmy lay awake, staring at the ceiling. She tried not to think about what they were going to do, or what they might find on the other side of that wall. They were waiting until the middle of the night, hoping that there wouldn't be any order members down there, but there was no guarantee. When she went downstairs on the stroke of 2, Jack and Lola were already waiting for her. "Are you sure you guys want to come?" "Don't bother asking," Lola said. Emmy looked at Jack. "Were you with her? Were you with... what?" Emmy smiled grimly and handed each of them a brown paper bag. "What's this?" Jack asked. "Keep them in your pockets," Emmy said, "just in case." Jack looked inside the bag, swallowed hard, and then put it in the pocket of his hoodie. Emmy hoisted her bag onto her shoulder. "Let's go. Are you sure we won't be seen by the security cameras again?" Jack asked as they made their way through the grounds. "At 2 a.m, Lola said. "I don't think so." "What are the chances that Jonas is still awake and looking at the cameras again?" "Besides," Emmy said, "even if he did, we'd be gone by the time he got there. I'm not standing in that hallway any longer than I have to." Slowly and carefully, they crept into the main building. The emergency lights sputtered and flickered with an eerie green glow, and Emmy shivered. Those lights hadn't spooked her the last time. Then again, she hadn't been trying to sneak into the headquarters of a potentially murderous society the last time. They tiptoed through the school and down the long flight of stairs that led to the old humanities wing. Emmy looked over her shoulder. The whole wing seemed deserted. Finally, they reached the wall. "Last chance to back out." She pulled a medallion out of her pocket. "Just do it," Jack said grimly. Emmy took a deep breath and rubbed her hand along the wall. There was a spot exactly where she remembered it. Here goes nothing. She fit the medallion into place. Click. The sound echoed off the stone walls, and Jack glanced at the nearby security camera. "Okay, try turning it." Emmy gripped the medallion and turned. Clack. A breeze blew into the hallway as a wide crack opened, revealing a long set of narrow stone steps. Emmy pulled the medallion off the wall and walked onto the little landing at the top of the staircase. Jack and Lola squeezed in behind her, and Lola started feeling around on the door. "What are you looking for?" Jack asked. "The handle. There it is." She pulled the door shut. "Are you sure we can't get back through?" "Or we can?" Jack asked with a wavering voice. "It's a proper handle on this side," Lola said. "So just get going and stop being such a baby." The steps are smooth and slippery. Dim light bulbs flickered here and there, but they didn't give off much light. "Looks like a bloody bomb shelter," Lola muttered. The stairs seemed to go down forever, twisting and turning and constantly changing pitch. Finally, they reached the bottom. A long stone passageway stretched out in front of them, and just like the staircase, they couldn't see how far it went. A light bulb buzzed overhead. Nobody walked forward. It was a lot harder to be brave down here. "How far underground do you think we are?" Emmy asked. "Far enough that no one in the school would ever hear what goes on down here," Jack said. Emmy took a deep breath and started walking. They walked and walked for what felt like a mile, even though it probably wasn't. They turned a corner and all 3 of them stopped in their tracks. A pale light glowed nearby, much too bright to be a light bulb. "Do you think someone's down there?" Jack whispered. "Only one way to find out," Emmy said. They walked closer and closer, following the glow like moths drawn to a porch light. Emmy squinted. Where was the light coming from? "I think I can see an archway." The light was bright enough to see each other's faces. Lola was white as a sheet, and Jack looked ready to throw up. "Anyone want to turn back?" Emmy half hoped they'd say yes. They both shook their heads, but not as firmly as when she'd asked the same question earlier. Finally, they reached the archway and walked through. They were in a large round room. The glow was coming from a huge lantern that hung from an archway in the middle, almost like a small stone gazebo. Above the lantern, there was a carving that read, Hollingworth Square. Now what? Jack asked. There must be some kind of office, Emmy said, or a file room that has the info about my dad. We need to find it. Lola checked her watch. We'd better hurry. We can't risk anyone seeing us on cameras or running into us when we get back to the school. Emmy looked at all the corridors that led to who knows where. It was so much bigger than she'd imagined. She should have planned for more time. We need to split up. We'll cover more ground, and there's no anybody down here now. Lola looked at Jack. What do you think? What do you think? Jack cleared his throat and nodded. We don't have much choice. I don't want to have to try this again. Okay, but we should meet back here every 15 minutes to make sure we don't get lost, Emmy said. Agreed, Jack said. He walked to the closest archway and ran his hands through his hair. Good luck. I don't believe in luck, Lola said, and she disappeared down another corridor. Emmy looked at her watch to make sure she knew when to be back and went through the archway straight across from the one they'd come in. She'd only gone 20 feet when she saw another tunnel on her left. Should she take it? No. She'd better keep going straight if she was going to figure out how to get back. Should have brought a compass, she muttered. Every few minutes she passed another doorway. She looked at her watch and started to walk faster. She was going to have to turn back soon. The ceiling started getting taller, and the light bulbs were replaced with lanterns that hung from iron hooks. She must be getting into an older part of the tunnels. Then she froze. The lanterns were lit. That meant someone must have lit them. She turned around and started to run. She needed to get back to Jack and Lola. They should never have split up. Suddenly one of the corridor's walls moved. It scraped along the floor and banged into the next wall, like a door slamming shut. A hooded figure stood with his body pressed against it. He had blocked the hallway so she couldn't get through. That's better, the figure said. We should be far enough away now from your friends so that they don't hear us. He turned toward Emmy. She squinted, but the hallway was so dark and his hood fell so low that she couldn't see his face. I'm sorry it's come to this, he said, but you have something of mine and I need it back now. He stepped into the lantern light. Emmy's mouth went dry. No, it couldn't be. He pulled back his hood. Welcome to Black Hollow Lane, young miss. It was Jonas!